Bartholomew Bart Bromley was a man of simple pleasures. Pizza, video games, and a healthy dose of self-deprecating humor were the pillars of his existence. He wasn't what you'd call a looker. Years of late-night snacking and a severe allergy to exercise had left him, shall we say, generously proportioned. His reflection in the mirror was a constant reminder of his shortcomings, fueling his insecurities. Bart was adrift in a sea of pizza boxes and self-doubt with no land in sight. One particularly uneventful Tuesday evening, Bart found himself craving his usual pepperoni and extra cheese. He grabbed his phone, ordered his comfort food, and settled in for a night of virtual zombie slaying. As the delivery guy arrived, a strange hum filled the air. The lights flickered, plunging the room into an eerie darkness. Bart, pizza in hand, cautiously approached the window to investigate the strange happenings. Little did he know, fate had something else in store for him. Something far beyond a simple power outage or a rogue pizza delivery. A blinding light engulfed the sky and a rogue meteor crashed into the earth mere miles from Bart's apartment. The impact sent a shockwave that rattled the building, throwing Bart back against the wall. As he lay there, dazed and disoriented, he felt a surge of energy coursing through his veins. It was a strange and exhilarating sensation, like nothing he'd ever experienced before. He tried to get up, to make sense of what was happening, but his body felt different, lighter, stronger. He looked down at his hands, expecting to see the same pasty, dough-like fingers, but instead they were firm, toned, glowing with an otherworldly energy. The pizza slipped from his grasp, splattering onto the floor, forgotten. The world around him seemed to crackle with newfound energy, and for the first time in his life, Bart felt powerful. The impact of the meteor sent a shockwave across the globe. News channels were flooded with images of the blazing trail and the subsequent crash. Scientists were baffled, governments were scrambling, and conspiracy theorists were having a field day. But amidst the global panic, something extraordinary was happening to Bart. The energy from the meteor, a rare and potent cosmic force, had chosen him, an unlikely recipient of its power. Bart spent the next few days in a daze, his life a blur of bewildering transformations. His once flabby physique hardened into a chiseled form, his muscles rippling with newfound strength. His senses were heightened, his reflexes lightning fast. He could lift cars, outrun speeding trains, and even deflect bullets with his bare hands. He was a walking, talking violation of the laws of physics, and he had absolutely no idea what he was doing. It wasn't just his physical appearance that was changing. The once timid and insecure Bart was replaced by a confident, almost arrogant demeanor. He held himself differently, spoke with a newfound authority. He was still Bart, but amplified, a cosmic remix of his former self. But despite all these changes, one thing remained constant, his love for pizza. Sure, his metabolism now burned like a furnace, but some habits, it seemed, were harder to shake than others. His apartment, once a testament to his love for all things greasy and delicious, was now littered with destroyed furniture and the remnants of his attempts to control his newfound abilities. He had accidentally punched a hole in the wall while trying to open a stubborn jar of pickles. And let's not even mention the incident with the microwave and his attempt to heat up a burrito. His once ordinary life had been turned upside down, and he was struggling to find his footing in this strange new reality. News of Bart's extraordinary abilities, or rather his extraordinary mishaps, spread like wildfire. Videos of him accidentally levitating during a grocery shopping trip and stopping a runaway bus with his face went viral. The world dubbed him Captain Calamity, a name that filled Bart with a mixture of amusement and annoyance. He hadn't asked for these powers, he hadn't asked for the fame, and he certainly hadn't asked to be the poster boy for superhuman clumsiness. But with great power, even accidentally acquired and poorly understood power, came a great deal of responsibility. Realizing that his actions, however unintentional, had consequences, Bart decided to try and control his powers. He locked himself in his apartment, now reinforced with steel beams and industrial-strength duct tape, and began the arduous task of mastering his abilities. His training was unconventional, to say the least. He used stacks of old phone books as weights, raced pigeons to test his speed, and even resorted to watching superhero movies for inspiration, though he quickly realized that reality rarely involved catchy one-liners and perfectly choreographed fight scenes. As he trained, he began to understand the true extent of his powers. He wasn't just strong and fast, he could manipulate the energy around him, create force fields, and even fly, though his landing still needed some work. He was a walking, talking, pizza-loving paradox, a superhero who'd rather be playing video games. Yet despite his reluctance, a hero was emerging from the ashes of his former life, a hero the world desperately needed. As Bart grappled with his newfound abilities, the world was changing around him. The meteor that had crashed near his apartment was no ordinary celestial body. It was a fragment of a powerful artifact, an object of immense power that had been shattered and scattered across the galaxy. The impact had sent ripples through the fabric of reality, awakening dormant powers, opening interdimensional portals, and attracting unwanted attention from the far reaches of space. The news was filled with reports of strange occurrences, ancient prophecies coming true, mythical creatures roaming the earth, and whispers of a powerful being who sought to gather the fragments of the artifact and unleash chaos upon the universe. The world watched with bated breath, teetering on the precipice of an intergalactic conflict. Enter Seraphina Sera Solaris, a warrior from a distant star system, sworn protector of the celestial realms, and all-around badass. With her flowing silver hair, piercing blue eyes and a suit of armor that could make even the most battle-hardened warrior weak in the knees, Sarah was the embodiment of grace and power. She had arrived on Earth following the trail of the artifact, determined to prevent it from falling into the wrong hands. Sarah was everything Bart wasn't: confident, composed, and utterly in control of her powers. She could manipulate light and energy, teleport across vast distances, and her fighting skills were legendary. She was a one-woman army, a force of nature wrapped in celestial armor, and she was about to turn Bart's already chaotic world upside down.